Hi, ladies and gentlemen, everything between. Hello, welcome to the channel. I have decided to do a part 2 to the British rock bands of the world. Needless to say, part 1 blew me away. A lot of you were pointing out the fact that it was a British rock band video, and I kept getting surprised by all the bands that were British. But it's still, to hear that the freaking Rolling Stones this entire time have British accents, you have to understand. Black Sabbath, British. Queen, British. All these iconic bands that you grew up hearing about in my American-centric world aren't even American! Ozzy Osbourne is British! It's bewildering. But that being said, y'all have given us some of the most iconic rock bands. And that video also made me realize how much I actually enjoy rock music. I know I liked it because I loved playing Guitar Hero all night, but to see face to face how many songs I actually knew and wanted to get to know, and Pink Floyd, I wanted to get to know them. It was just a enlightening movement and moment for me, so I decided that we're going to do a part 2. We got top 10 greatest British rock bands. Let's get it. Subscribe if you're new here, like the video. What specific rock bands do you like that you think I should check out on this channel or the music channel? Let me know, comment down below. But enough talking, let's get into it. Yeah. British!
Rock and roll was born in the States, but it was perfected in Britain. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest British rock bands.
Okay, first things I've noticed, the teeth. Second thing I noticed, I don't know who these guys are. Haven't heard of them. Let's hear about them though.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day.
You little bastard, get on with the video. Let's go.
Notified about our latest videos. For this list, we take a look at those British rock bands that helped define and change the genre from the 60s to
the Beatles! Oh! In my opinion, the guitar is one of the coolest instruments. I freaking learned how to... They taught me how to play the big old baritone. How lame. I wanted to be in percussion. I want to be doing something cool. But no, I was stuck with that big old brass instrument. Guitar is cool.
Number 10, the Kinks. One of the greatest bands of their age, the Kinks are to be credited with influencing pretty much everything that came after them, and even a few of their contemporaries. Pete Townsend of The Who, a band that rose to prominence around the same time as the Kinks, claims that Ray Davies' work has been a major influence from the very beginning, while others credit the Kinks with pioneering the rock concept album.
Oh my god. I was about to say, dude's hyping them up a lot for being a group I've never even heard of. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh girl, you really got me now. You got me so I go do that thing. You really got me. Really got me. Really got me. The Kinks? Never heard their name, but I know the song, and that's all that matters. Icons.
You really got me going.
You got me so I don't know what I'm doing.
They took part in the musical British invasion of the United States, but soon were banned from performing due to the Davies brothers' constant fighting.
Oh. Come on. Put emotions and BS aside. Y'all got something good going. I hope they didn't break up. But I was also going to point out the hair change, voluminous to luxurious. Look at that transformation. L'Oreal, Pantene, give them a deal.
Due to the Davies brothers' constant fighting.
Millions of people swarming like flies round Waterloo Underground.
The background reminds me of Motown, and I'm pretty sure Motown was probably going on at the same time as these guys. Can you imagine a rock collab with Motown? And I'm not talking about Elvis, because all he did was steal. But a genuine rock group collabing with a group from Motown. The Supremes, for instance. The Supremes and the Beatles. Imagine the chaos that would bring. That would be amazing.
Number 9, Radiohead. Widely regarded by both critics and the public as one of the finest bands of the 90s and 2000s, Radiohead have recorded a number of landmark albums and tracks, and show no sign of stopping. Years after their debut, Radiohead can still lay claim to the title as one of the most important alternative rock bands in the world.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow.
I've heard this song before. I was about to say, I kind of feel uncomfortable with him. He's kind of there because he has a lot of emotion in his face that he expresses, and like he strums the guitar with so much emotion that I'm like, it's overwhelming and kind of scary. But shout out to Radiohead.
Shooting to fame in 1992 thanks to Creep, the debut single from their first album Pablo Honey, the band has proved time and again to have many more aces up their sleeves,
Oh, he's old.
from OK Computer to their latest releases.
Whoa. But that's crazy. They're still releasing music. That's icon level just in itself. The Laundromat.
Number 8, Oasis.
Whoever the lead singer is kind of has like a... Oh, my battery's about to die. Hold on. As I was saying, the lead singer of Oasis kind of has like a nerdy feel to him. Like from the jacket, the glasses, his hairstyle. He seems like a normal Joe, but also like he'd be really good in the sack. You know? He has like that allure about him. Like mysterious, but he's hot, you know?
One of the leading champions of Britpop, Oasis were an extremely...
He's weird! What kind of prance?
One of the leading champions of Britpop, Oasis were an extremely successful band in the 90s, poised by some, although largely the band themselves, to be rivals and successors to the Beatles. It was...
Now hold on a freaking minute. You're comparing them to the Beatles? Hey, I'm going to go out on a limb here and give my opinion like I did with Pink Floyd. Nobody compares to the Beatles. Maybe Michael Jackson, but that's it. Literally. I'm sorry, but even me, someone who's not even like well versed in rock music, knows about the Beatles. I don't know about Oasis. I feel like this is kind of like disrespecting the Beatles. Give me your opinions. What do you think? Comment down below. But homie in this video just compared Oasis to the Beatles. You gotta give the Beatles some respect. They changed the entire course of rock music. I wanna hold your hand. It was all... I'm about to go on a tangent. I said in the last rock video that I watched those like evolution videos of rock music where it's like the #1 song of every year, #1 song of every month, from like the 50s to like the 80s. And before the Beatles, it was one sound for music: sad, depressed, and lonely. And then the Beatles came along and it was like, bitch, I'm ready to be single, I'm ready to party, I'm ready to have a good time. They changed the course of music, not just in Britain, but the entire world. So for you to now compare Oasis to them, unfathomable. Unless I'm just not well versed in Oasis and I need to give them just as much respect. But I feel like I would have already known about them if that were the case, no? Man, that's crazy. Oasis is equal to the Beatles? Mind blown.
It wasn't all talk either. Their first album, Definitely Maybe, became the fastest selling debut album in the UK, and is often said to be the greatest achievement of Britpop, while What's the Story Morning Glory and its roster of singles were a phenomenon worldwide.
Jesus Christ, look at that freaking crowd. What's that concert y'all are always telling me to react to? Love One or something like that from Queen, where it's like a sea of people. The only 2 people I've ever seen do that, DMX, rest in peace, God love you, man, and Queen. Ugh. And Michael Jackson.
The
And
notorious
Oasis.
infighting between brothers Noel and Liam Gallagher ultimately ended the band, but not their popularity, which endures to this day.
Where are the parents to smack him across the head? You're arguing with your brother, so you've ruined the band. Unless there's like some adultery and one of the brothers got the girlfriend pregnant, what was that deep that they had to end the band? Oh man. It's like a depression there. That Supernova song, I'm gonna listen to it after this because it sounds like it's gonna touch me so.
Number 7, Deep Purple. Among the pioneers of hard rock and heavy metal, and 1/3 of the unholy trinity that also included Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, Deep Purple are one of the greatest rock acts in history. Their signature Smoke on the Water is a regular contender as the first song everybody learns to play a guitar. And if that doesn't say something about their impact on music worldwide, we don't know what else will.
It's crazy. Oh, that hurt my jaw. It's crazy how like these groups have like that one staple moment, and it makes them an icon. You don't have to have continuous. I feel like there's a difference in being a one-hit wonder in the pop industry and a one-hit wonder in the rock industry. The pop industry, it doesn't really mean much, but in the rock industry, you go on to influence generations. Down, 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 down. And he was right. Like that's the chord that you learn when you're learning guitar. Deep Purple, shout out to you. Literally know nothing else about you but that one chord. Icons, though.
They achieved widespread success with their
Unibrow,
1970
Free
album
Kahlo.
Deep Purple in rock, but subsequently went through numerous lineup changes since. Number 6, The Who. The originators of the rock opera and one of the most revered live acts in rock and roll history,
Sorry. Boy, oh boy. The outfit, the body, all of it. There was something about the pants back in the 80s. Y'all had everything on display. He's hot.
Of the rock opera and one of the most revered live acts in rock and roll history, The Who have been one of the most beloved bands to come out of Britain in the 20th century.
This is old.
From the face of the mod movement to guitar and drum destroying synth dabbling hard rockers, The Who set out to create something grand from the get-go, and they very often succeeded.
He's still rocking on and he's like 90. Both of them. He's still strumming the guitar with his arthritis fingers. Oh my gosh. The fact they're still like around. Oh. How many times am I going to say iconic in this one video? It's insane. My God. 90, still getting down on the stage. Changed to be like it's still good. He has like a bluesy sound to it now. The Who, we stand. I'm gonna check them out after too. The Who. Oh wow, who's this guy? I like him.
One of the tightest rock quartets anybody had ever heard.
That's a woman, right? No, that's a man.
This rock quartet anybody had ever heard. Many of their classic songs are still played today.
They're still getting down.
Number 5, Pink Floyd.
Okay, Pink Floyd.
Popularity and genius don't always go hand in hand. But Pink Floyd are one of the most highly acclaimed bands in music history, while also being among the genre's most successful.
And they were always talking about something that like has a real life message. What was that one in the last video? It had something about war, I'm pretty sure. And it had like a wall or something, and like there were people walking and like standing and just looking. It was weird. But I know the name Pink Floyd, and I always see the little triangle with the rainbow. So obviously they're icons, and it's something I need to actually figure out why it's so iconic. But again, it's like, I don't know. You don't have to have heard a Beatles song to just know they're amazing. But I don't get that same feeling about Pink Floyd. I need to look into it or what? I don't know.
The band was at the forefront of the psychedelic scene, and later of progressive rock, bringing in and popularising innovations in musical composition, tackling complex lyrical themes, and offering theatrical live performances.
And music videos. Ooh! First of all, I love the music video already. You have the contrast of the working class, the factory workers, and then Miss Tennis Player in her mansion. There's always like a deep meaning I found in the two music videos that we've seen. Stop tooting your horn, Favour.
Both with Syd Barrett as frontman and later with the legendary Waters-Gilmore partnership, Floyd recorded a number of amazing albums, The Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall ranking among the best-selling albums of all time.
Woo! Another person or group to do that big old festival concert thing with a bunch of people. But after what's happened with Travis Scott, I don't think I could go to something like this. Oh no. One mosh pit and everyone. Oh no. Two. That's a hazard. Ah! 'Cause I'm having a good time.
Queen.
Supersonic man out of you!
Featuring one of the greatest voices in rock and roll,
Freddie
or
freaking
any other genre
Mercury.
of popular music, Queen are a mainstay of every best bands list, British or otherwise. With a career spanning decades and genres, their
Queen's not even British though. Queen is just human. They own everyone.
popularity and success is certainly well deserved.
Think you can stop me? Look at the legs on Freddie Mercury, man.
Popularity and success is certainly well deserved.
Think you can stop me and spit in my eye?
Founded
So
in
you
1970
think
by Brian May and Roger Taylor, with Freddie Mercury suggesting the name and John Deacon being drafted into the fold, Queen achieved massive international fame with the release of Sheer Heart Attack and A Night at the Opera.
Haven't heard either of those songs. I gotta get into them. We just gotta listen to a whole Queen album. That would be iconic. They are iconic. This video is iconic. So give it a like if you haven't yet.
By the early 80s, we're the biggest arena rock band in the world.
Nothing really matters.
To me.
Number 3, the
Freaking Rolling Stones. What? I seriously still can't believe all these people are British.
Rolling Stones.
Like, what were y'all doing to really produce all these groups? They had, I swear to God, Capitol Records, they just had like a cloning device or something back there.
The original bad boys of rock and roll, the Rolling Stones were as influential as the Beatles.
Weird.
They continue to be one of the most revered bands in the
This
history of
movement.
music. Inspired by blues and early rock and roll, in the early 60s they become an icon of the countercultural revolution, and were at the forefront of the musical invasion of the United States. While
I love how there's just something sexy about these rock dudes. Like how his pants are super tight and he's like basically wearing a crop top, but he has layers. Like he knows how to style it. He's like 70 though, but he's still hot. Ew. Daddy issues.
forefront of the musical invasion of the United States, while their albums from the late 60s to the early 70s are considered among the best rock
Here's a whole
records
strip.
ever produced, and the band's own golden age.
Look at that arena! You don't always get what you want. Again, these people rock, bringing out these crowds. When I think of these crowds, I think of Adele, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, I guess Billie Eilish now. Wow. That just shows you how many different, like, worlds and scenes are out there to, like, discover. And I'm excited to do all of it. I want to see the world. I want to see everything. Like, you're asleep at night and this is going on somewhere. What a life. I like the hair.
Number 2, Led Zeppelin.
Motherfuckers.
They're one of the greatest bands to ever grace a stage, and laid the foundations of much of the heavy music that came after them. Without them, hard rock and metal as we know them wouldn't even exist.
Oh, the hair, man. It's so, like, moisturized. The curls are living. We need to go back to then, but everybody's got alopecia now.
But Led Zeppelin's influence spreads to all modern music, and even to music business and the way music is
Look
made.
at the pants.
Their distaste for singles meant they conceived all their output as albums, and their live shows helped develop arena rock, while making them the second best-selling band in the US, behind the Beatles.
Hey! So Led Zeppelin kept the fans fed, basically, is what he's saying. They didn't drop singles, they dropped albums. Nice.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
Heard of Def Leppard. They're another iconic one. Sugar on me! Are you freaking kidding me? They're British? Y'all have everything and it's not fair. Who did we bring? Who did we bring to the table? Green Day. My Chemical Romance. They were around for like 5 years. Who have we had that sustained time? Aerosmith. 1 out of 10. Hey! Pour some sugar on me! This one's weird. What are you prancing through the smoke? Is that a live performance or the music video? You're just vibing. Whatever it is, it's a weird concept. I feel like I've heard the song at one point and it's probably iconic, but I don't like fully recognize it. Just like I know the name, like I know Genesis, kind of like how I know Oasis, and I know that they're popular, but to me, like it's like a faint memory. You know what I mean?
Number 1, the Beatles.
Shit. Excuse my language. Copyright though. Hey, Jude. And oh, look at all the different people though. The diversity on the stage with them. That kind of represents everything they were about. Rest in peace to you, legend, as well. But like, the Beatles were just everything. And isn't Paul McCartney like worth $1 billion? Homie's loaded.
Long and the short of it is popular music can be easily divided into 2 periods, before and after.
What did I freaking say earlier? Before and after the Beatles. They were like, that's why I said to compare anyone and say they're on the level of the Beatles is just blasphemy. It's blasphemy.
They're the Beatles. And once they came, especially from the moment they started experimenting with more complex musical compositions in albums like Revolver, things were never the same.
I thought Yellow Submarine was this. Revolver. Sounds like a gun thing. But I would say the only one who is on the level of the Beatles, like with their weird music videos at least, is Pink Floyd. But musically, composition-wise, they're one of one. Look at all the lovely people. What's that art style? You know what I'm talking about. It's the photo of Marilyn Monroe with 4 different color schemes, and it's like print. What's the actual name? Is that what they were emulating here? Or was this video out before that piece of art? I feel like the piece of art was out before the music video, though. But if you know what style of art that is, comment down below. I feel like it's called print, color print or something. I don't know.
From clean-cut pop band that would have teenage girls scream every time they've stepped on stage, to the mind-expanding, genre-bending, envelope-pushing band that abruptly stopped touring and completely overhauled their mop-top image.
Jesus, that was a run-on sentence if I've ever heard one.
John, Paul, George and Ringo did it all.
Ringo. I feel like I would have stand him if I were around during that time. Just because his name is Ringo. Ringo Starr. Whoa, that's a rock star name.
And did it first.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields.
Oh, okay. It's kind of heartbreaking when they're not around anymore, you know? Like the iconic freaking Queen. Imagine, man. You know how you have these other rock bands who are still around? Imagine if Queen was still around making music. You know how freaking all these other artists, like Taylor Swift, for instance, have so many songs in the vault that haven't been released? Do you think Queen has unreleased songs? Have they been leaked? Come on, Melanie Martinez fans are leaking her music every day. We need the Queen fans to get on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really did. I'm enjoying this rock series. Yeah. It's making me discover a different side of myself, but also just open my horizons to music in general. And if you know me, then you know I have a second channel, my music reaction channel, so maybe I'm gonna start incorporating rock music into that channel, because every time I do these videos, I just feel like a breath of fresh air, like there's a weight lifted off, you know? I don't know, it's weird to describe, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, do all that.